Welcome to another Excel tutorial. This tutorial is for beginners. When you open Excel for the first time, this is the first screen you'll see. You'll notice a blank workbook. You can also see some templates like Project Planner, different types of calendars, company monthly budget template, employee absence schedule and much more. These are mixed templates. We can search some specific category from the suggested categories. There are different suggestions like business, personal, planners, and trackers. We'll cover these in a future tutorial. Click on the blank workbook at the top left, and a new spreadsheet will appear. This is called a spreadsheet or an Excel workbook. These small rectangular boxes are called cells. Each workbook contains rows and columns. Cells arranged vertically form columns like column A, B, C and D, etc. While cells arranged horizontally form rows like row 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can change the size of these cells by changing the size of rows and columns. If you want to change the height, just hold the bottom side of row number and drag it down to increase the height of the cells in that specific row. In the same way, in order to change the width of a cell, just hold and drag the right side of a column header or name. To resize all rows or columns at once, click on the top left corner of the sheet to select everything, then adjust the size of a single row or column, and the sizes of all rows or columns will adjust simultaneously. Here you can see I have changed the size of one row and size of all other rows have changed equally. Just like rows, by changing the size of a single column, the size of all other columns will be changed. To see things more clearly, we can zoom in and out this sheet from here. By clicking here on positive sign it will zoom in, while clicking on negative sign it will zoom out. We can also zoom in and zoom out by pressing Ctrl key plus scrolling mouse wheel up and down. Results will be the same. In a workbook each cell have different name. Like name of this cell is B3, and for this cell name is A1. By using their names we can locate a cell in a workbook. Like B6 is located in column B and 6th row of this sheet. In the same way, C4 cell is located in C column and in 4th row. Okay, let's start entering data. For that, just select a cell and start typing. For example, I am going to enter the data of math test scores of different students. First header is marks. We can move to next cell by pressing tab or right arrow key or just simply clicking to that cell. Then next heading is subject. And last one is students. Next, in marks column, let's enter marks of the 4 different students. And subject is math. In the cell below just type M and remaining part of the subject will appear automatically. We can just simply press enter to go to below cell. To fill the below cells with same data, we will select the cell having data and will hold bottom right corner of that cell, and drag that to all the below cells in which we want that same data. Another way to fill the below cells is to select the cell with data, and double click on bottom right corner of the cell. This will do the same. Next we will fill rest of the data, that is the names of the students. In the start of this tutorial we discussed that how we can adjust the width of the columns. Apart from that method, if a cell of a column have data with specific length, in that case, we can also adjust width of that column by double-clicking in the center of 2 columns header. Here you can see that the width of each column has been changed according to the text size of the header of the column, because headers have the longest text in a given column. Or we can adjust the width by selecting whole sheet, and by increasing or decreasing the width of one column, the widths of all the columns will change simultaneously and equally. You can align the position of the text in a cell from here. Like this option is to align text in middle. Position of the text in a cell could be top, middle or in the bottom, while position can also be left, right or center in a cell. That can also be adjusted from here. We can do this to one cell, or by selecting multiple cells or all the data at once. It totally depends on the requirement. To add border around all the cells, we will select all cells, then click on this drop-down menu in Home tab and choose the option of all border. This will add border to all cells. We can change the representation of the data in cell from here. We can show our data in percentage form. And after decimal point, the length of fractional part can be increased or decreased from this section. There are many other ways to represent this data, like numbers can be shown in percentage, fraction and currency form, etc. Format Painter is another way to change the style of a cell's text. First let me change the style of cell from other cells, so that I can copy the style. To use Format Painter, select the cell with the style you want to copy. and click on the cell or cells where you want to apply the new format. Next thing is to convert the data into table format. For that, go to Insert tab, and click on Table. Then click on OK. Now your data will be shown in table form. There are many color combination or templates that are already given here. According to our need, we can use either of these template. Next is the one of the most important function in Excel. That is filter. Here on this table, it is already active. However, in order to activate, or to deactivate it, there is a short key. For that, select the header and press Ctrl plus Shift plus L. If the function is active, it will deactivate it and vice versa. Using this option, we can filter only desired data from large amount of a data. Like here, using filter option, we can select only one row, and hide all other rows. To remove the active filter, click on Filter drop-down menu, and click on Clear Filter from Students, or whatever is the name of that column. If we want to move a column from one place to other, just select that column, and press Shift and click and hold on the sideline of that column, and drag that to your desired location, and leave the mouse button. This will move the column from one to other place without leaving empty space. That happens when we cut and paste the data. We can also sort the data alphabetically using Filter option. For that, click on the drop-down menu of Table Filter and click on Sort from A to Z or vice versa. This will arrange data in alphabetical order. If a column have numbers, option will be sort smallest to largest or vice versa. There is another option in Filter section. That is Filter by color. Suppose we have data, and only few rows we want to appear. Then we will change the color of those cells. And then click on Filter drop-down and click on Filter by color. Under that option, select the color. This will only show the rows having that specific color. In the same way, we can remove this filter as well. Again, click on that drop-down in specific column having color filter and click Clear Filter from marks. We can also sort the data using color cells. Just use option Sort by color and under that click on color. This will arrange data according to colors. To remove any color, select the colored cells and go to Fill option and select No Fill option. Another thing, if we want to add a column in between the two columns, select the right side column and press right mouse button, and click on Insert. This will add new column in the table. Shortcut key for this option is, to press Ctrl and press plus sign key from keyboard. Like here, we want to add percentage column. One way that we have already discussed to show the digits in percentage from. But how we will get percentage value? For this we will use percentage formula. Type equal in the cell, where you want the percentage results, then select the cell of which percentage you want to calculate, then for division type /, and type total marks, then type star that represent multiplication option, and type 100. As you know, this is the percentage formula, and press enter. This formula will be added to all below cells automatically. Particularly when you are using table. But in normal case, just select the cell with formula, and click on right below corner of that cell, and drag down. Formula will be added to below cells as well. There is another thing to know. If we copy this data and paste it somewhere else in this Excel sheet or some other Excel workbook, formula will also be copied as well. In order to remove that formula, we use Paste Special method. For that, just copy the data, and right-click in the cell where you want to paste the data, select Paste Special, then select Values, and click OK. This will remove the formula, and only value will be pasted. As you can see here in this bar, now there is only numbers are showing, but before that percentage formula was here. Next, to remove or delete a column, select that column by right-click and select Delete, or by using shortcut key. Select that column and press Ctrl and negative sign from keyboard. You can also hide the rows and columns without deleting any data. For that, right-click on the column or range of columns and select Hide option. This will hide the data without deleting it. And if we want that data back, just double-click in the middle of the column, where you have hidden the column, it will reappear. Other way to show the hidden columns is, to select the left-right columns or all the columns, then right-click and select Unhide option. It will do the same. Okay, for sum formula there are two easy methods. One, just select the cell right below the data, of which you want the sum, and go to Home tab. In the top right corner, click on Auto Sum. This will give you the sum of all the values above that selected cell. We can do the same to all other columns having only numerical values. There are many other options in Auto Sum cell. Just select that cell and click on drop down. As you can see, there are many other options like total count, average value, minimum value and maximum value, etc. that we can choose according to our need. Another useful thing in Excel is conditional formatting. Like color scheme with different option, where, Due to their colors, you can easily understand the given data. Like matching value, larger or smaller values, etc. Another option in conditional formatting is data bar option, in which we can express the given values of cells in bar format. These color bars are generated by comparing the value of a cell with other cells' values. Then next is icon sets option, where increasing or decreasing trends of the values can be represented by different icon sets, like arrows, shapes, and indicators. Next useful thing is the representation of data in chart form. For that we will select the data that we want to display in chart form, like here the names of the students, against their marks. After data selection, go to Insert tab. Here there are different options for charts, like bar, pie, and column charts. There are two types of column charts, that is 2D and 3D charts. Many chart designs are already given, which we can select and modify according to our need. 2D and 3D charts option are also there in bar charts. Same thing with the line charts. While in case of pie, there are three options, 2D, 3D and donut charts. I have already made a separate video about pie charts, where you can learn in more details about the pie charts and their customs designs. That's all for today's video. See you in another tutorial. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button.